We are back with a makeup video, and today I had a bridal trial. This is my wonderful future bride. Her name is Kate, and last minute we just decided to turn the cameras on and film today. Why not? So up first, I am moisturizing her lips. This is the Aquaphor lip balm, and I'm just slapping it on her lips. All right, now I'm putting on the Bobbi Brown Enriched Base. This is to moisturize and prime her skin. All right, now I'm using the Anastasia Brow Freeze just to start getting her brows in place. You're gonna see me back comb them first just to really make sure I coat the brow hairs before I start brushing them in the direction of their natural shape. She didn't want anything that looked too laminated or anything, so this was really just to get them in place and make sure they stayed there. The brush that I'm using is actually, I think you call it an interdental brush. It's actually like for floss for people with braces, but I use them sometimes to get the brows in place because the brush is really small, and I also use them for mascara. Okay, now I am shaking up the NYX brow pen. It's their felt tip pen. I think it might be called the Flick pen. This is a new product for me. I'm just trying it out on a few people to decide if I like it. I'm using the color ash brown. Anytime I use a brow product, if it comes in ash brown, that's probably what I'm gonna get. It's a super safe bet. And you just see me trying to fill in a few of her sparse brow areas. Next, I'm going in with another NYX product. This is the micro brow pencil that I always use, also in ash brown. I just wanted a little bit more color, and I felt like the felt tip pen was really, really light. But sometimes using more than one product is good anyways. It just gives the brow more dimension. But yeah, so I'm just doing the same thing, just filling in little spots here and there. You will see me when I get to her left eyebrow. You'll see me add quite a bit more product on the top of her brow to even them out. She said that they're super different, and I could tell that on her left brow the hair didn't come up quite as much, so you'll see me working on that. Occasionally I accidentally block the camera. Sorry about that, guys. It happens sometimes when you're multitasking. Okay, and I'm going in again with my Danessa Myricks Color Fix in, I mixed Nude 3 and Nude 1. And I'm just using this to do a slight carve of her brow and also prime the eyelid for eyeshadow. Here you see me just take a clean brush that's more dense than the one that I had before, and I'm just really pressing that product into her eyelids to make sure it's nice and blended before I go in with any shadows. Okay, so I'm just taking a nice mid-toned brown. This one's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's somewhere right in the middle. And I'm just starting to pack that product on her eyelids and just buff out the outer edges. Now I'm going in with a similar color, but just a little bit deeper in tone. And you're gonna see me work that on the outer edge and then taking it also into the crease a little bit. This is just gonna start the process of adding dimension into this nice bronzy brown look. My camera had died, so sorry about that. But I was just doing the same thing. I was just taking several light layers of the brown eyeshadow and just slowly building it up in that outer V in the crease until I was happy. And at some point I did start dipping into a much darker brown shade. It was a little bit more matte than the others. And it also had a little bit more of a cool tone to it. You could kind of see it on the left eye, that outer V's got a little bit darker edge. So I really just kind of went back and forth between all the 3 brown shadows that I used and just made sure that the outer V and slightly into the crease was a little bit deeper, again, just for that dimension. I wasn't switching my brushes too much. I think I just used 2 different brushes. Yeah, see there I'm showing that 3rd color brown. And yeah, I was just blending away. I also realized this isn't the best angle. I'm so sorry. I was messing with my camera quite a bit and my camera shutting off and having to start it back on. I'm still learning all the programs that I'm using, but yeah, sorry if some of the angle is funny. I hate that it's cutting off her brow right now, but you know, we're just gonna still use the footage and make the best of it. All right, now I'm going in with a pencil eyeliner. This is from Essence. It's a very budget-friendly, long-lasting pencil, if that's something you're looking for. My only beef with this pencil is that I don't like exactly how it sharpens. Who knows? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe there's a twist bottom or something. I'll have to check. But yeah, it actually works really well and it performs really well and it stays on. This is their charcoal-ish color. I don't think it's called charcoal, but it's not brown, but it's not like super duper black. It's almost a gray black. And sometimes I like using that so it's a little bit softer on the eye, but still gives some really good definition. So you just see me keeping this line as close to her lash line as possible, and I'm just sort of taking my time and going back and forth with little small motions to get it how I want it. All right, it's time for lashes. This is actually just a lash that I got in bulk off of Amazon. If I can find the name of them, I will definitely list it down below with any of the other products that I can. The inspiration picture that she had was pretty full on a glam, so we were just trying to find that balance And what I like about these lashes is they are more glam than, say, an Ardell Wispy, but they're not so over the top. So it was a good step up without being too much. They, what did they have, like, they're pretty wispy in that there's little gaps between the lashes, which allow you to still see some of the shadow. She's got hooded eyes, so I didn't want to put something that was gonna totally cover her eyelid and all the work that we've done. So yeah, these have literally have little gaps in between each lash, and if I list them down below, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But I thought they looked really good, so I trimmed them to her eye shape off camera, and here I am just applying them as usual. Next up, I'm just gonna be cleaning any fallout under her eye before we go in with foundation and stuff. So I'm just putting some micellar water on a little cotton pad and just gently wiping that away. I don't know if I've shared this trick before, but you could also use an eye cream or any moisturizer on the cotton pad to wipe away fallout, so that you're putting more moisture under the eye before you go in if you like. But you know, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Oh, here I'm having her show me her the color of her shoulders so I could make sure to color match her correctly. She was in long pants and long sleeves, so I had I had her pop out her shoulders for me. But yeah, we're gonna move on to foundation, and I am mixing up the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I used one of my most used colors, which is the Toasted Coconut color for her. And I've been mixing in the iconic illuminator drops in the original color just a little bit. I like how it sort of changes the consistency of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. It makes it a little bit more movable, but you do have to be careful. If you put too much, it could look a little bit disco ball glowy. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna dab that all over her face, and I'm gonna press it in with a dampened beauty blender. As always, I cut my beauty blenders. I use an off-brand, they're not really beauty blenders. I cut them in half just to be more, you know, smart. I don't clean them, so I give them to my clients when we're done. So I just cut them in half because that's really all I need. But yeah, I'm just going to press it all in and get it nice and blended. Time for concealer. I've still been using the NYX Bare Serum. This is in the color Light, and I'm just using the warmth of my fingers to press it in under her eyes. I take it down the sides of her nose and bring it up around to the temple area. You're also gonna see me take this same concealer down the bridge of her nose. I'll tap a little bit above her lip. I'll tap a little bit on her chin, and then on her forehead a little bit. I always like to do this with concealers and just kind of having that color in multiple places on the face so that the whole look is cohesive. And yeah, I'm still just using the warmth of my finger, and then you'll see me switched back to the blender again, and I'm just really taking my time pressing this in and making sure everything looks nice and blended. Okay, so here I actually decided to grab that same NYX Bare Serum concealer, but I grabbed it in the color Sand. I've been wanting to try it out as a bronzer cream serum type situation, just using it to start adding dimension into her face and warming up the places of her face where the sun would hit. And I actually really liked it. It's a very thin formula, which is why I like using it under the eyes, but it has some nice coverage. So yeah, I feel like I will definitely do this again. But you're gonna see me putting this on the high points of her face. You kind of see me trying to put it on her forehead, even though she's not in it's not in the camera angle. But yeah, I'm just taking that sand color and just starting to apply it to her face where I want some dimension. Okay, so here I am prepping to set her under eyes. So you're gonna see me use a little bit of the blender and then deciding to use my finger again. And I'm just really pressing that concealer in to make sure it's all nice and smooth before I go in with my loose powder. This is the Huda Beauty loose powder in the color Cupcake. It's the one that's got a little bit of a pink undertone, which has a brightening element to it. So I like to use that for under the eyes. And then you will see me also take it down into her smile lines a little bit above the lip. I pretty much use this really wherever my heart desires in that day, but typically under the eyes and in the T-zone area, anywhere that I would be okay with brightening up and bringing that part of the face forward. What I'm doing now is grabbing the NYX pressed powder. It's the Can't Stop, Won't Stop powder. It's a mattifying powder. I'm taking the light color under her cheekbones, on her chin, above her lip, pretty much the T-zone area, and down her neck. I'm just making everything nice and blended. And then what you're gonna see me do is grab a different color. I'm gonna grab the same powder but in the medium. And I'm gonna use that medium color to start setting the same areas where I would put bronzer. Again, it's for the purpose of adding dimension into the face. Next up, I'm gonna go in with the Jueva's Place bronzer, and this is the light. And I think I'm just using that bottom color. Sometimes really I'll just dip in between the two and go back and forth. But I think today, for whatever reason, I stayed mostly in that bottom color for her. So yeah, I'm just going into the usual places you would put your bronzer. The top of the cheekbones, a little bit across the nose, the forehead. A lot of times I'll put them on the ears and down the neck as well, just to blend everything in. Then I'm gonna top all the places that I just went in with the bronzer, with the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Perfecting Powder. This is in light. This particular product's got like a bronzer and a highlighter in it and just sort of like some airbrush properties, but I've really been enjoying it. I've actually almost hit pan already, and it's a very new product to my kit, so that just goes to tell you how much I've been using it. But yeah, I'm just kind of using it to smooth out any little harsh edges on the tops of her cheeks, and then just taking it across the bridge of the nose just for a little bit of a subtle glow. Then for whatever reason, I decided to skip blush for the time being, and I moved on to smoking out her lower lash line. I'm also using a cotton pad to catch any fallout that might, fall out. So I'm taking those first two brown shades that I used first. I'm just kind of mixing the two, and I am just very softly smoking out her lash line. Okay, next I'm going in with that third brown shade that I used that was quite a bit darker than the others, and it was a little bit more cool toned, and I'm just very gently using it to add more definition to her eyes. So instead of using traditional eyeliner, I'm just using this dark brown shade right at the lash line to add definition. And just because you guys know I love to take any color that I use on the face, everywhere on the face, I am taking that darkest brown color that I just used to smoke out her lower lash line, and I'm now taking it on the top of her eye. So mostly just very precise on the outer edge, very close to the lash line with a small brush, just on the outer edge. I'm just packing it in a little bit. For my favorite word today, more definition of this eyeshadow look. So you can see, especially in this clip, she's turned sideways, just how very little of a area that I'm placing it. All right, now I'm going to add some mascara. So I'm using those interdental brushes again. I'm using a new one, obviously, because it's going on her eyeball. But I start with mascara on the lower lashes. I find that I get less mascara on the top of the eyelid that way by doing the lower lashes first. See, because she's looking up. If I would have done the top lashes first and then done the bottom lashes, she would have had to look up while her top lashes were still wet. Does that make sense? That was a mouthful, but I always start with mascara on the lower lashes first. I don't know the brand of this. This is probably a L'Oreal or a Maybelline. But yeah, it's just your standard black waterproof mascara. Nothing super fancy. I'm just taking my time and I am just coating as many of the lashes as I can. Then you'll see me move on to the top lashes as well. Whenever I'm doing the top lashes and I've got false eyelashes on, I really try to use the mascara almost as a glue to press their real lashes into the fake ones so that they're a little bit more comfortable for them to wear and they also look better. You can see me pressing against my thumb. I like to use that as leverage to just really smush them in. All right, I guess I decided it was time for blush again. I'm still using the Essence blush in my kit. That top right one, it's their sort of bronzy blush shade. I think it's called Behave or Beloved. I think it's Behave. But yeah, I am laying a light coat of that. I think the reason I like using them is there's a subtle sheen to some of them, and so I like mixing it with some of my other blushes. So for this, I'm starting off with that Essence blush, and then you'll see me grab the oh so famous Milani blush in Luminoso. I will top it with that next. Taking that same blush, just putting a little bit in her crease area, because again, that cohesive word. I just like making the whole look like it goes together. And putting your blush color in your crease line is one of the ways you can do that. So yeah. Now I'm just taking one of the powder brushes that I use, and I'm just kind of pressing everything and making sure it's blended and there's no harsh lines. Here I'm taking my Sigma Sculpt and Highlight Powder, or palette rather, and I am taking the contour shade and taking a really small eyeshadow brush, and I'm just kind of barely there drawing on a smidge of a contour. She had mentioned the bridge of her nose in our little consult, so I told her I would take I would take my contour shades and just do very, very subtly add a little bit all over for fun. So that's what I'm doing here. Moving on to the lips, I am using the Morphe lip liner in the color Sweet Tea. These lip liners, I was thinking today, I really do need to buy some more in multiple colors. The formula of them goes on so effortlessly. I have a lot of the NYX lip pencils in my kit, which I like, but these Morphe ones just have a formula that are so much easier to get on. So I think I might start slowly switching over to this formula. But yeah, you'll just see me line her lips and then kind of blend any harsh edges. And then I'm gonna go in with a CoverGirl lipstick that I have rediscovered and have really been enjoying. It's called Tempting Toffee. It's really just kind of a good neutral, nudie, not too pink, not too brown color. And yeah, that's what I'm going to slap all over her lips. So here I'm just letting her take a look. Don't look at how nasty my mirror is. Going to clean that immediately. But yeah, we were just, we were talking about her lip color for a little bit. The inspiration picture that she had, the lip color was quite a bit lighter, but we decided to go with this one that's a little bit darker. And like I tell all my brides, after they wear it for a couple hours, if they change their mind, to just let me know so we can adjust. That's literally what a trial is for. It's meant to, you know, try it out and see how you like it. So yeah, we just kind of talked a little bit, and we're comparing the photo here. And I do end up going in with a light colored highlighter shade just in her inner corner for a little bit of a pop. And that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment down below or let me know what you want to see in another video, and then be sure to share it with someone if you think someone else would enjoy this content, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time.